When a longtime Democrat switches to the Republican Party, it creates a lot of attention in the state capitol. When it leads to accusations of perjury by a candidate and misdeeds by highly placed elected officials, it becomes a major story. And that's what 24-hour News 8 political reporter Rick Albin has been working on for the last 24 hours now. Rick?
Well, Susan, when Grand Rapids Representative Roy Schmidt switched from being a Democrat to a Republican, it was a surprise. When his former colleagues and party chair began alleging impropriety, it leads to the kind of political intrigue that you just can't make up. When Roy Schmidt entered his new caucus room today, Republicans erupted in cheers. Democrats just erupted.
Betrayed, disappointed, and frankly disgusted with the way that Roy went about doing this.
Democratic Party Chairman Mark Brewer says he wants to know what Schmidt and others knew about the filing of Matt Mozak as a Democratic candidate, and alleges that filing may be in violation of the law.
He's committed perjury in what he filed yesterday. Among other things in this affidavit, he claims that he's been a resident of Kent County for 22 years. That's a lie because, in fact, we know he's been a registered voter in Ottawa County.
24-hour News 8 obtained that affidavit, and it does indeed say that he has lived in Kent County for 22 years. But we've also confirmed with the Secretary of State that he was a registered voter in Ottawa County as late as yesterday. Brewer wants to know who knew what about that.
And it's time for Roy Schmidt and Speaker Chase Bolger and the rest of them to come clean about what they knew about this fake Democrat.
Schmidt and Bolger say they've had no contact with Mozak, but this is an argument we have not heard the last of. In the meantime, longtime Democrat Schmidt is now a new Republican. The first question I had when I found out that he was switching was, how does that happen? The answer was almost as surprising as the action itself.
You know, I have to confess to you, Rick, I watched him on your show, and it was a turning point for me as I watched him attack from the Democrat point of view, and it seemed to me he didn't seem to enjoy it. He wanted to be talking about issues, not talk about politics.
Government and
Schmidt told me today in his first interview since making the decision he made the switch to better serve the Grand Rapids district that he has represented for the past 4 years. Now, as for Matt Mozak, who has registered to vote, we have registered to run in that race. We've been trying to get in touch with him repeatedly. We finally did this afternoon. One of my colleagues talked to him. The candidate didn't want to talk on camera, curious for a politician, but he says he's running, and he'll have a news release in a couple of weeks. But we, of course, will keep trying to get his side of the story and follow this one because it's not over yet. Brian?